Okay folks, how you doing? My name's Glenn Norwood. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little sort of lighting demo using the PiXAPRO City 600 heads and the smaller PiXAPRO 200 Pica head. Okay, so we're going to be creating more of a sort of fashiony portrait, moody, atmospheric and so forth. Let me just get the little thing back on here so we can see the type of thing that we're going to be doing. This type of thing here, okay? So we're going to do a sort of dark, moody version and then a lighter version, just to let you see what's going on, okay? So first things first. Oh, first things definitely first. We've got Melissa, our beautiful model. So first things first, we're going to be using these lights. They're all battery operated. They're studio heads, and we have a little sort of transmitter like so, okay? So if anybody sees these, what we're going to do is, if you have a look here, we have these just set in separate groups here. So this one's D, this one will be E, and so forth. So it's just a matter on my little receiver. We can hit D here, and we can simply control everything from our camera, from 32, 16th power, 8th power. So everything's fully automated from our receiver, okay? It'll work on these two particular lights, this light and the little light. Now, the little light we're using is this one, whoops, as I nearly drop it, called the Pica 200, okay? Bare bulb, okay? Very, very lightweight. It is sort of like almost like a Speedlite on steroids, but it's really, really good. And one of the reasons I'm using this today, as well as it being super portable, even in the studio I tend to use this one because what we're going to do is I'm going to boom this over the top of Melissa, okay? Because what we're really trying to do is create a wash of light. It's going to fill in all the shadows, bring out all the details in the garment, coming right down on top first. So it's a really nice way of filling and creating mood and atmosphere, okay? And then we're going to introduce some main lights to pick up the little highlights, okay? So first things first, I'm going to put... Oh, our gels come off this. So first of all, we're going to put, to make things again a little bit different from a regular portrait. Remember, we are doing a sort of more fashiony type thing. We are going to create a sort of blue wash throughout the whole image, okay? So to do that, I'm going to put a cyan blue gel just covering the bare bulb here, okay? And then we're going to drop that in over top. So Ollie, can you gel me? We've got a cyan gel in a, this is what's called a collapsible beauty dish. So it is like a regular beauty dish we'll bring across a minute, but it's collapsible. Very, very easy to use, very lightweight and portable. So Ollie here is going to put this on the boom arm. Just put it in nice and tight. We don't want any falling in the models here. What's going on? So Ollie, just bring the light over. Melissa, just come out a wee bit here, a wee inch or two. So we're a wee bit cramped, which I obviously would like a little bit more space, but this is cool, because we can still do what we want to do. Now, I'm going to give, when I do this little setup, I'm going to give my little trigger here to you folks, and anybody who wants can have a wee quick picture. So if you want to have a wee go with this, just for interest's sake, shooting on manual, okay? I'm shooting at 200th of a second shutter speed. My aperture is going to be f6 or thereabouts, okay? And I'm shooting at ISO 100, okay? So if you want, anybody wants to take a wee picture, if you get your camera ready. Now, the other thing is, your white balance isn't super important, but I do, just for the sake of argument, I have mine set at Kelvin, which is 4,760, but you can set it to whatever you want because it's really just to keep that color blue going on, okay? So what we're going to do is we've got this sort of nice flood of light coming in. Now the one thing, Melissa, if you just come straight to me, what we need to be a wee bit careful of is if Melissa's sort of straight on like this, we're going to get a lot of shadow in the eyes. Now that's not going to be a big problem when we put the main light in. We just need to be conscious that that light's coming straight down, so we don't want to get too much shadowy. So what I'm going to do a lot of times is direct Melissa up towards the light. Just go up again. So you see that she's tilting her head up, okay? So we're trying to get that really nice sort of flood of light coming down. See what I mean? Kind of really nice. Okay. So next thing. So this one's great. We got out of the way, Ollie. So this looks great. We've got that really nice wash of light coming down, okay? So let's add another light to see where we are. There you go. I'm going to turn this one on. And that one is channel D. So we've got that coming in there. It's quite close, so we might have to bring the power right down because what we really want to do is just catch a bit of the light here, okay? Just washing in. Okay, so This one is on group D, so on my little receiver I'm going to go group D and just bring that right down in power, quite low, okay? And that will come in. So let's just see what that one does, hopefully bring in a little bit of, can you just move your hair 1 second? It's going to be nice when it's catching your hair, but I just want to let you see what's happening. We're just going to catch a little bit of light in here, okay? So, if I come in again, see what that does. So you can see now. So you see we're coming in, we've got a little bit of contouring down the side of the face, which is quite nice. And maybe bring that down another wee smidge when we're catching here. But it's not really totally essential exactly where it goes, because I'm going to get Melissa moving about. So that light's going to be bouncing about, just catching little bits, which is really, really nice. So I'm actually going to bring that up just ever so slightly. So I don't want to overdo the brightness. Okay. So in the meantime, let me just take a wee one just to make sure. Keep your hair down, it's okay. And go up, yeah. Okay, so there you go. So we've got this light coming in this side now. Like so, kind of really, really nice. We're just bringing a little bit of extra highlights in. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing the other side. Oops. There you go. So we've got this head. So we're going to put this one about the same power as the other one, so it kind of matches in nicely. Okay. So what do you reckon? Is that hitting her where it should do? Oh, it's a wee bit higher. Okay. So bring it down ever so slightly, just so we're kind of getting them roughly about the same position. Okay. So let's just try that one too. Okay. See where we are. Okay, Melissa? Very cool. Very good. Let's see where we are. Looking. Cool. So we've got a little bit of, I'm going to put that one up a wee bit too. So we've got a really nice light coming in, got that blue wash, so far so good. Okay, so let me just bring that on up ever so slightly. Okay, so to make this even more dynamic, what I'm going to do is bring in, introduce a little bit of wind, we'll get some movement going here. Okay, so let's get this. How's that, Well, okay? Too much? Too much? Okay. Yeah, it'll be alright. Moving about, sort of tilting a wee bit, just to get all this light sort of flooding about, catching little bits and pieces, okay? So let me have a look here and see where we are. Okay, Ollie, we're good to go? Yo, right, let's do this thing. Make sure we're just, that's it, perfect. Okay, very good indeed. Very cool. Perfect, that looks great. Very, very good. How are we looking? Getting a wee bit. Let me just have a wee quick look, make sure we're good to go. Yeah, they look great. Very, very good indeed. Okay. Just bring that a wee bit so it's sort of coming over a wee bit. Okay. I want to make sure that this light's not getting too far behind, but there is light sort of washing down in front. Okay, that's not just bouncing off. Okay. Right. Okay. Cool. Very, very good. Beautiful. That looks great. Perfect. Very, very good. Hold on. Let's see where we are. Move right away there, Ollie. Very good indeed. So they look kind of great. So you see where we're going with this. Let me just sort of skip through some of those for you. See where we are. Yeah, so far so good. Looking good. So you can see what we're doing. We're still creating all that drama and mood. The little bits of highlights are looking excellent. So far so good. So I'm going to change this around in a little minute. We're going to add a little bit of more light into the face here, so we're not going too shadowy. But in the meantime, does anybody want to try this little configuration? Okay, so before we sort of change the background, I just want to see what it's like when we add a little bit of light in here, just so it's their face. Okay, so let me see. Can we have? Is there a beauty dish around there, guys? It's all right. I've got it. Ross has got it. Ross is good. Oh dear, we definitely don't want to kill Melissa today. So, I'm going to put this one as the main light. So this one is group A, okay? We've got a beauty dish, okay? So let's get this beauty dish on. So anybody, I'm sure you're all familiar with a beauty dish. We've got a beauty dish here. So the regular beauty dish is supposed to be this foldable dish. We've got a grid in the front. We can put a diffuser if we want. But I'm going to keep the grid on because we've gone to great lengths here to make sure that we're controlling the light. There's not too much light bouncing about. So we're just going to bring in a little push of light just into the face there, so we're not getting too shadowy. Okay, let's get that on for us, like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this particular light is I'm going to be a bit sort of careful where I position this. Okay, so I'm going to come in sort of typical sort of 45-degree angle, but what I'm going to do is I don't want really this hitting her too much. So maybe the folks can see it this side better. It's actually sort of skimming past her a little bit. It's not quite hitting her on the face. So if that's coming in, it's sort of hitting about here and going past. So we're not really sort of hitting too much. So at the minute that's on par 32. So we'll start with that and see where we are. Okay, let's give that one a go. Just to see. Okay, Mel, just up a wee bit, yeah. So let's see if that one does. Might be too much light in. Yeah, well that's quite good because we kept it subtle. But if you can see here in her face, yeah, what we've really done is we're not really altering the exposure too much. What we're really just doing with this here is just sort of killing some of the very sort of harsh shadows, okay? So we're just sort of smoothing it out ever so little, just that wee blip of light just washing across. Does that make sense, yeah? Okay, so let me rattle off a couple of those, okay? Is it working for you?
It's working on all time, but not on automatic, so once in a while flash.
Oh. We'll come to, you know what, we'll have a wee look at this afterwards, is that okay?
Yes,
Okay, can we get the final one? I'll take a couple more of these. Okay. So, right. There we go. You okay, Mel? Yeah. She's a trooper. She's going to end up with a cold afterwards. So chill there. Okay, you ready? Let's see. Perfect. That looks fab. Very, very good. Perfect. Very, very good indeed. Try this way. Okay, feel very, very good. Perfect. Very, very good indeed. Very good. Perfect. That looks great. Very good. Very good indeed. Good background to me. Cool. Okay, so there you can see where we are. So we've kind of got a wee bit, and again, what's really interesting about this sort of type of thing is every time, if this is here, we're getting one sort of light. Turns this way, it's slightly different. Turns that way, it's slightly different too. And what I kind of like about that is sometimes you get those wee happy accidents where it's not always kind of 100% perfect, but it still looks kind of cool. And it's just really sort of keeping with that mood and atmosphere and so forth, okay? So I'm going to change this around again in a wee minute, but does anybody want to have a wee quick? Right, so I'm going to change this around ever so slightly, okay? So let me get this on here. So what I'm going to kind of like to do now is I'd like to do sort of a lighter version where we're going to keep all the mood and atmosphere on Melissa, but I'm just going to like try to put a little bit of extra light on the background, okay? So I'm going to bring this one here, right like so. Okay, and I'm going to light the background. I'm going to take the grid off because we want a bigger spill on the background. Now I know it's not ideal because we don't have an awful lot of space here, so it might not just light as much of the background as I might like, but we shall give it a go anyway and see where we are. So, and what I'm trying to avoid, in an ideal world, I would like Melissa a little bit further off the background because one of the things is when you're firing white light into white background like this, you're always likely to get a little bit of flare back, okay? So ideally she'd be good to be just right here, but that's okay, we'll sort of work with what we've got, okay? So let's get that in, try to get this as white as we can do, okay? So we're on light D, and I'm going to just, let's bring that up to about 1/4 power. Might be too much, but we'll see where we are, okay? So let me just do a wee test one here. I'm going to turn this one off for a wee minute because I'm only really going to work on the overhead light. This sort of like kicker light still going on, and then we're just going to put some light in the background. Okay, so let's give it a go. Okay. See what we've got. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn it down ever so slightly. Now, the actual white in the background is a bit perfect. Actually, I really like it. We are getting a wee bit losing in the hair here only because we're getting that kick back. So I'm just going to turn it down ever so slightly. Okay. It might go a little bit grayer than I like, but we'll have a go anyway. Okay, so let's have a wee quick look here. See where we are. And if I need to, I might even take it down a little bit. That's better. Still break. Let's just for a second, just come out a wee inch or two. Just see if that helps us. But we're not doing too bad at all. Okay, so let's just see where we are here. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so let's give this a go. And see where we are. See what that does. Okay. So that's a bit more like it. I know we haven't got maybe enough light just down here, but apart from that, we're looking okay. Okay. So what I'm going to use here is it's what's called an optical snoot. So it kind of is like a snoot, only it's more focused, and we can actually focus One of the nice things about these, it allows us to put little gobos and shapes in here to sort of really sort of create more little moods and stuff going on. So I'm actually going to put a little gobo in here too, just to see if we can break it up. So we've got this light, and in here, these tend to come with little sort of things like so that pop in. Now, what happens is, you usually come with little sort of cutouts like this and so forth, or little Venetian blinds, but I kind of like making my own. So in here I've got like a triangle shape, if anybody can see that. So that's made with something called cine foil, which is like that. So it's like black foil, comes in a big roll, and you can cut out whatever shapes or mold it around lights or something. Brilliant, brilliant tool if anybody's ever interested. So what I done, I created my own little sort of gobo, and we'll try to see what that does. So as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to see what's going on, but we'll give it a go. You can see it there. Okay, cool. See it a bit better. There we go. Maybe you can't see that for yours. See it here? A little bit of light. Anybody see that? So let me bring that up a little bit more. So you see there's a little triangle on her face? So let's see what that does, shall we? Okay. So let me take a wee quick one. I'll probably have to put the power up on this, but let's see what's happening. Okay, yep. So, let's see. So you see what's happening here? We're creating those little angles and cool shapes and so forth, which I kind of really, really like. Probably a little bit too bright, which is okay, so we can bring that down. It's on power 1/64th at the minute. So let me just bring that down to 1128. Huh? Okay, no problem. So let me just have a wee look. See where we are. How's that looking? So that's looking kind of cool. Let me just even bring that up ever so slightly, and I'm happy with that. So you can see we're kind of creating those sort of strange angles and shapes and so forth. So let's get some wind on here and we'll rattle a few off. Okay, you got it going? Okay, Mel? Let's do this thing. Okay. Very good. So go on. You can sort of do whatever you want. Very cool. Looking good. Perfect. How are we looking there? Whoa. Looking kind of cool. Oh yeah, I like that one. Okay, let's do some more. Very cool. Looking good. Perfect. Cool. Very, very good. That looks good. Perfect. Very, very good. Straight on, very good. Very good. Perfect. Cool. So you can kind of see what we're getting. Just move that out of the way there, Holly. See where we are. Let's have a quick look. So it's very, very sort of, we're kind of making those happy accidents. There's things happening. Some of it's working exactly you want it. Some of it's slightly going off skew. But I kind of like that. I like the fact that it's not always 100% where you'd like it. And I kind of like all those little accidents that we're getting. Okay, so with that in mind, that looks great. Okay, with that in mind, does anybody want to have a little go with that before we change it around again? The last wee thing before we kind of go here, I just wanted to show really the difference between, we looked at the beauty dish and this hard light. I'm just going to put on a little soft box here to see where we are, okay? So what I've got here is Softbox. Again, it'd be nice to have a slightly bigger one, but we don't have an awful lot of space here. But this one is actually very, very good. Again, totally portable, so this is the typical one I bring out with me if I'm doing a location job. Because it's a little bit smaller, we just need to bring it in a little bit closer, okay? So, first things first, I'm going to just take this off 1 second because I think we'll go back to the dark background for this particular one, okay? So, if you remember, let's have a recap where we were before that thing. So we've just got one light, and I'll just keep this one kicker light in this time, okay? So just to make sure we are where we are, okay? Just a wee quick one. Okay, let's see. So we should have, there you go. So we're back to sort of the start again. Dark background, we've got that blue light coming in, and then it's just a kicker light from this side, okay? So there's no light actually coming in their face at all as a main light, okay? So we'll just bring this one in, Softbox, switch it on, and we'll keep it at that 1/64th power. Now the big thing about this is, what we should do is, this is all about where you position the light, okay? So what we are trying to do is make sure that this light is kind of washing across okay, rather than hitting Melissa straight in the face, okay? Let's bring it up a little bit more. And we'll just angle it a little bit down. Okay, like so. And we'll wash that across. Oh, I brought that down a wee bit too much. That's a bit better. Okay, so there you go. So we're just washing this light across, picking out any sort of wee shadowy things that we might like or might not like. Okay, so let's see what that does. It might be a little bit bright, but we'll soon find out in a minute. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let's see where they are there. So there we go. So we just cleaned up all of those sort of harshy sort of shadows again. So let me just do a wee quick before and after there. So that was the previous one. So again, we're kind of not doing like a massive amount of difference. We're just sort of cleaning up any sort of harsh shadows. It probably depends on a personal taste, what you like or what you don't like. We get the fan on. We'll just rattle off the last few here. See where we are. Looking good. Okay, so let me just do a few of these. Okay, very, very good. Perfect. Very, very good. Perfect. Looking good. Excellent. Very, very good. Okay. Perfect. Very, very good. That's good now. Perfect. Cool. So there you go, guys. Looking good. So kind of really like that was there's good too. So hold on. Wait, bring that up. Maybe we're a wee bit crazy with the hair there. Let me just do a couple more. No, just bring it down a wee bit, so it's not quite so. It's going so crazy. Okay, let me have a few more. That's good. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Let's turn it down a little bit. This is lowest there. So that's a good font. Okay, and there's one more. Excellent. Perfect. Thank you, Mel. Okay.